Good morning, beautiful people. I am your host, Coach Josh Smalls. It is coffee time with Coach. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing this morning with us. It's a beautiful day. I'm tuned in on my IG page, Coach Josh Smalls. My phone is trash these days. Time to upgrade. Yeah, I'm not gonna say my phone is trash because I need my phone to keep working. My other phone is absolutely not working. I did the iPhone update and it's not working. It updated my phone to a blank space. So I'm not really happy about that at all. Not at all. Wait, how I can sing? Oh, Tiffany, you can sing? When you coming on my song to sing? You gonna come on my show and sing? Let me tell y'all something. Coffee is great. I was on a Zoom last night, and this young lady was doing her whole makeup set for her photo shoot last night. I'm talking 1:30 in the morning. Now I ain't mad at her because it was popping. But then she put like um silicone glue on her face, and that kind of freaked me out. But it's all good. She was looking beautiful. She did her thing. I mean, I'm not a makeup person. I don't know how to do all that stuff. Good morning, everybody coming in. But it was a beautiful thing. But she was pulling stuff. I mean, her face was coming off. It looked like just silly putty. Her face was just coming apart, and it was an amazing thing. It was an amazing thing. That's all I can say. Shout out to those of y'all who do makeup and know how to find the colors to blend in here and foundation and rouge. I don't know. Every time I seen Saffron the Son and Grady was talking about that, he said, um, I don't like the way people look when they be in their casket. They put all that rouge on them. I don't even know what rouge is, but it's just the way he said it. Yes, Kendra, I said silicone glue, silicone glue. Um, but whatever, yeah, whatever. Y'all are in for a special guest friend of mine today. I'm not going to say but I'm hoping that something happens and then you are really going to be surprised. Kendra, I am very dramatic. That is something that I will not take away. It's blush. Oh, blush. Okay, okay. Well, all I can say, Tiffany, is you had it going on. You had it going on. Like all of the what's nots was happening. Um, I mean, she went from just to like everything was just like she hooked it up. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hate. Big Mike in the building. What it is, brother? I'm not even gonna hate. She had it beyond dramatic. Okay, Kendra, slow down. In the words of comedian Stefan, hold on, Jim Shoe. Slow down. Pump your brakes. Yeah, I don't know nothing about makeup, and it's funny when before I moved here, um, I used to model with Mecca models and with Lachey models. And when I did a scene for Davucci. I don't know if y'all remember Davucci. Some of y'all might not be old enough to remember Davucci, but I did a scene for Davucci, and we were backstage, and they was trying to put makeup on me, and I thought they was going to Michael Jackson me. And I know that's not cool, but I thought I didn't want to be lighter than what I was. Like I would keep my brown where it is, don't. But we had to do. They had to come to my house and do facials and all that. And there's nothing more special than your mother to be proud of you. So when the woman came to my crib, right? Because I moved back home with my mom. When the woman came to my crib, she my mom was watching her do my facial and stuff, and my mother was so happy. She was so proud, man. My mom is an amazing woman, man. I'm going to do a Zoom class. Tiffany is going to do a Zoom class to teach how to put on rouge. What, V? I'm just saying that that's what went down in my life, and yeah, I miss runway stuff. Now I was too short for like the high fashion at that time. Now it's changed. Now it's changed. You don't have to be 7 feet tall and six this. Canvas Dolls is in the building. What's good? Yeah, now you don't have to be like these giants to be into it. But I'm so wanting to get back into modeling. It's in Charlotte. It's so hard, man. I mean, people just hold on to things like it's like they're gonna um, give up their whole life if they tell you where to go and get hooked up. But yeah. So I have a friend who whose dad, I believe, has a family member that was. I have two friends whose family members were sent to the hospital yesterday. So I want to please just send up a prayer for them. No need to know their name. Just say a prayer for them, right? And then I have another friend who was recovering from being hospitalized, and she's doing much better. I mentioned about her earlier the week, and she's doing much better. I'm gonna give her a call again today. But yeah, man, it was. You never know what people are going through. So I just want to remember that somebody is going through something right now that we don't know nothing about. So please just be kind to folks. And sometimes folks just give them a pass. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just need a pass because they're going through some things that they don't understand. Oh, yeah, I was on AJ's live and heard me sing. Oh, so Tiffany, I got you. You're going to have to sing. V is in the building. What's up, V? I want to hear you sing. Okay. I want to hear you sing. So yeah, today is one of those days. It's Friday. Anybody? What are your plans for the weekend? Anybody going out? You hanging out? Any kind of celebrations? Any birthdays coming up? What y'all doing for the weekend? My man E Cole is in the building. Yeah, this weekend I'm hoping to get rest this weekend. I'm certain that I have something to do, but I'm gonna get some rest of the weekend. I'm hoping AJ come through. AJ, our conversation we did live yesterday. There he is. Listen, AJ, brother, you know what they say when you say your name, when you say somebody say your name, and you pop up, that means you got a lot of life left in you, brother. So I'm glad because I just said your name and I see your name pull up on the screen. So, bro, I've been so excited, man, since our conversation, and I've been writing some poems. I wrote a poem for my daughter's book late last night, inspired of our conversation, and I got some other ones that's ringing in my head that I can't wait to put down on paper. Like y'all almost didn't get alive. Y'all almost was gonna have to do coffee time by yourself, but nah, man, I got some things on my mind, brother. That man, just from our conversation, and I'm really excited about it. Really on fire. AJ, we should talk this weekend about some of the things we spoke about as well. Let's do that this weekend. Tiffany said, Ja, I told AJ no. He told me to close my eyes and sing. That's right. Close your eyes, woman, and sing. Sing. Me too. I've been re-energized. Yeah, AJ, it's something about that transfer energy that makes it happen. IG, are y'all freezing up? Let me know if y'all freezing up. Something about that exchange of energy that takes you to a place, man. And sometimes we don't even understand what that is, but we're there. We're there. I'm doing a surprise father-daughter date with my singer Snuggaboo tonight, and a date with man Emmanuel. Man, I appreciate you so much, brother. I'm waiting for my daughter to give me my date. She's holding out on my date. I don't know what's taking her so long to give me a date. I'm like, look, can I get my date? I don't want to come camp outside your house. Your mother might call the cops on me, thinking I'm a stalker. But I'm trying to get my date in. But yeah, thank you so much for taking your daughters on a date, fellas. If you have a daughter, if you have a sister, your mother, take somebody on a date so that you could. Oh yeah, y'all guest is in the building. He ready. He ready too. If you have a woman in your life, no matter what, take them on a date. I got a couple of dates I need to make. I got a couple of dates I need to get together. And it's just showing your affections, right? Showing that you love somebody outside of yourself, because we get busy and we do all the stuff that we do, but go ahead and give it to somebody else because they deserve it. And I always tell people this, it's just a little bit they need. Don't text good morning, just text I love you. Find a flower or a rose on the internet, search it, screenshot it, and send it and say, I love you. Those little things, they matter. You know what I'm saying? Make that extra cup of coffee before you leave out the house, or a cup of tea, or write a little note. If you write a little note that says, I love you, you can put a smile on somebody's face that probably wasn't even prepared for that smile. Certain things you can do. I got to get back on my game. I ain't been on my game. I've been working, but I want my daughter, my daughters to understand that something, you got to do that. You got to do that for their mother, so their mother know what to do, and they know what to expect. You got to set the stage. You got to set the stage. Anyway, man, look, I'm excited because my homie is in the building. It's a Brooklyn day today, so I'm gonna bring up my man. Y'all say what's good to the one and only Cheese Shep. What up, bro?
Hey, what up, Joe? How you doing, man?
Man,
Good
I'm good,
morning.
family. First of all, I love the hat, bro. I
Yeah, come
love
on, man. I do New York all day, every day.
it. How you feeling today?
It's a whole lot going on. It's a lot of obscurity going on a little bit right now.
Yeah, yeah. But one thing I know for sure, Trump is going to get his ass out that White House, and I'm not saying that Biden is the best thing in the world, but damn it, we need to change from
But
what's
we
going
need,
on right now.
but we do need a shift though,
We
because he
need,
did his 4 years, and we need to like do something else, man. Seriously, for the
yes,
sake of the nation and the sake of humanity. Wait, let
yes,
me
sir.
see if my camera is situated right. I
Okay,
don't
okay,
know.
get yourself straight. Listen, I'm telling y'all now, if you're not, you need to go on my YouTube live right now because y'all, y'all missing everything.
Is that good though, bro? Oh yeah, yeah,
Good,
yeah.
fam. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, all
You
right.
good. You good. So let's do this like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell the people who you are. Tell them where you're from. Tell them what you do. Just get them a little bit. Let them know who T Shep is.
Too modest, bro. So my name is Terrence. I go by T-Shep. Originally from Queens, New York, out of Queens, New York, but I've also am from Charlotte, North Carolina. Been out there for a minute, and I'm what you call a music savant. I'm saying I love music. I've been doing music since I was 14, and I'm 31 now, and classically trained. Currently, get my master's in music composition here, and I recently had a I recently had an opportunity of a lifetime, which I was able to play for Alicia Keys on Instagram Live about 3, 4 weeks ago. So that's the big momentum that's kind of going on right now. So I'm just kind of just letting it wave out and just kind of just riding the wave a little bit, but I am enjoying the moment. I like to see myself as a hip hop baby. A little bit of background. My mother actually went to Andrew Jackson High School back in the '80s, and she actually was in the movie Crush Groove, and she was in the auditorium scene. And my dad, he went to school with Reverend Run, Jam Master Jay, and that kind of thing. So I think that the music and the history of my family and all of that kind of stuff is just kind of just passed down to me. And I see myself as a collective of a person who just enjoys all kind of music, and I find a way to kind of mesh them and have this jambalaya, that everyone can eat, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about that Alicia Keys moment.
Yeah.
Um, so you're on IG Live, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And what happened? Like, did she just pick someone out of the crowd, or you said something? How did that even happen? That she
Yeah, everybody keeps asking this. So it was a Thursday night, going on Friday morning. So she was releasing her seventh album, Alicia. And when you have Apple Music, the music was the rest of the tracks are not released until after 12 o'clock. So I had to wait till after 12 to get the rest of the tracks. And I listen, and usually when I listen to her album in particular, I always listen for that piano, maybe that classical intro, because she always kind of eases her listeners. That's kind of been like a vibe that she's been doing ever since. But this time around, it wasn't the same thing. It had the same vibes, but it wasn't an actual classical piano intro. And I heard it, and I was this is a vibe. And when she went live, all I did was just say the first track of the first track off the album, and I guess she was just impressed. And she was just like, "Look, talk to me about Truth Without Love. I'm about to grab you," and she just grabbed me out of the air, 3,000 people,
wow.
and
Well, go ahead.
and we began to start, politicking and talking about my journey that's incorporated that I've been able to use her as a way to be able to bridge that gap too as well. Because I've always been into soul music, but I felt like before Alicia Keys, we didn't really have an artist that was really paying homage to like the Nina Simones and the Roberta Flack and the Stevie Wonders and the Marvin Gayes in a sense of where she was able to kind of do it with soul and grace. And I'm saying, so just shout out to her for being able to find a way to bring music back, even going back to all the way to Beethoven and Chopin, but finding a way to kind of mesh it in a hip hop kind of jambalaya, or like R&B or jazz or country, whatever. As I'm saying, just trying to find a happy medium for everything.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so we talked about that.
yeah. There are plenty of celebrities or great musicians, right? Because
Hmm.
she's more than just an artist; she's a musician.
Yeah.
And I would love to have had the option or
Hmm.
the honor of being on one of the any show with.
Hmm.
I can't imagine the adrenaline because I know how you feel about Alicia Keys' music. Right, we talked about
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like maybe in a younger generation, somebody would say a Stevie Wonder. It would give it like, oh shoot, I'm on a live with a Stevie Wonder
Hmm. Hmm.
because I don't think people really appreciate. I'm a music guy,
Yeah. Of
right?
course. Of
So
course.
I don't think people really appreciate the art in the music. I mean, they're hearing the sound, but like for instance, when you play, you talk through your keys.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if people who don't play music really get to understand that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like when I deliver a poem, I'm telling you a story about something that I went through, but I'm actually opening up everything that I went through in that moment. And it's the same with
Mm.
music. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Yeah, absolutely, I do. I think we just become a part of what that entity is, basically. Though, I always say that music is like energy. Energy cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. It only changes from one form to another. So, in a sense, that's what we are. I'm saying if you were a conductor given the privilege to construct your own ensemble, which musician do you pick? Actually, but we actually did do something similar to that. We had it was called Hip Hop Orchestrated. And it was out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was like a nonprofit organization where we just got a group of musicians together. We just started forming ways to blend music as a way to connect people of all kinds.
Yeah.
Beyond the idea was to reach the Blumenthal's and that kind of thing, but it was more so on the community. We were just trying to find a way how people can connect, just to reach economic mobility.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Kia Moore, by the way, because that was her idea. That wasn't me.
In fact, that's how we met.
That's how we met.
One
Yeah,
of them was
yeah.
there, and I remember when y'all did the photo shoot, and I came,
Mm-hmm.
and the DJ was so tall. I was like, "Nah, let him lay down on the floor." You remember that?
Right, 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 right,
And
right,
that
right,
picture
right,
came
right.
out so dope, man. That picture was so dope. Mike has a question.
Um, Main influence on piano. I guess it depends on the style, but if you're talking about in general, generally speaking, um, hmm. Right now I'm kind of into Debussy and like Mumpool kind of stuff, which is pretty much 20th century classical music.
Yeah.
So it's very like very jazz inflected a little bit, but then it has some contemporary stuff in there too as well. So it's not necessarily resolutions, like it's not a sonata. I'm saying it's
Mhm.
kind of free form and kind of flowy and kind of just leaves it for air and space,
Yeah.
so to speak.
I did. I've heard that if you can play classical music,
Hmm.
you can play any kind of music.
For the most part, because it's a foundational kind of thing. Um, but we just had a master class with a guy out of New York. His name is Isaac. I think it's Isaac Harlan or something like that, basically. But he's a big time guy up there. So it was an honor for him to even talk in our class and everything. But he was just saying how he couldn't read music at all.
Mhm.
Starting out, this man's like maybe like 40 now.
Yeah.
But when he first started out, he was just saying how he couldn't read music. He really wanted to play, and he just kind of encapsulated himself just in classes and all those kind of things. And you begin to start developing a different language that you didn't know that you had. The more that you get into it, I'm saying, and so with classical music and music history and music theory, it's a whole bunch of stuff that takes place with you trying to develop your skill as a musician because it still is a craft. I'm saying that, and it still is a discipline, and I'm still being disciplined now. I'm practicing as well, so it's
Mhm.
like it never ends. And that was one of the things that Alicia Keys did actually point out. So I'm saying, something ebb and flows. Some things were better than others, but she said that I can obviously see that you're really in tune with your gift and that you really are appreciative of the art itself. I'm saying, and to hear that from her, that was really big. I'm saying, that was really big to hear that.
I'm not a. There's a difference between being a musician and being a
Hmm.
producer, right?
Hmm.
You can be both.
Yeah.
It can be one or the other.
Yeah.
Now, being on from the production side, I've never been able to. I'm not a musician, so
Hmm.
I can go find chords and tell you exactly where I want you to begin
Right. 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 Right.
and lead you to where I want you to go. Right?
Hmm.
I've learned this thing that we call the claw in the studio, and it's basically for y'all that can't see, it's 3 fingers or 4 fingers, and
Hmm.
you skip in between. I think that people who hear music and learn to play by ear,
Hmm.
or they learn to read, I think they have an advantage.
Hmm.
What do you think about that? You think there's an advantage to that?
50-50, because that's how I started out too. It was just a God given gift. He was just like, yeah, I'm saying do something with it. That's kind of how it happened. But I think that we naturally do. So it's funny. You begin to start really not appreciative of your gift. You know what I'm saying? When you realize that it's like a stumbling block for you that you can't read music. And when you get into this process of reading music, taking all these classes and everything, it's like you give away from the natural gift, which is your ear. And so you have to find a balance of the two. I'm saying, like, it's always trying to find that happy medium. And I had so many teachers that were trying to find a way to help me balance it out, but they couldn't do it. A lot of them probably didn't have, and also with me, you really have to be disciplined in this too as well. Like, you really have to tell yourself that, and I'm not saying that you're not going to see results overnight. It's process before product. You can't present a product if you haven't gone through the process. I'm saying, and that's one of the things that even now it's like you got to go through the process. I'm saying the process of rigorous training and practicing, but also leaving time and space for yourself and improvisation and interpretation, and just
Mhm.
kind of see what you also can do.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's so structured to the point where we lose the first gift, which is creativity. Knowing how to improv and knowing how to just kind of just play. I'm saying, like, some folks can just play, but some people can't read music. People can read music, but they can't just play. So it's like you got to find the happy medium of the two. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. I was watching a documentary um,
Mm-hmm.
about Tony Braxton.
Mm.
And it was then that I found out Unbreak My Heart was the number one song that she did not like. She never liked
Mm.
Unbreak My Heart. However, that was one of his biggest songs.
Yeah.
Now I'm listening to the person who wrote the song play
Diane
the
Warren,
original
right?
chords.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the producer took that to a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know that a song that beautiful could be something that she just hated. She just
Mm-hmm.
didn't. They forced her to do that song.
Right.
Happened to be one of her greatest songs.
Absolutely.
I'm saying that to say, like, so when you get into a groove, right, as a
Mm-hmm.
musician, is it easy to zone out so that you can complete the task? And does that happen often? Like, you're playing and this is your chords, and then it's like, okay, I'm out, and you just go someplace. Is that an easy thing that happens?
It really depends, John. It kind of just depends on the flow, and it depends on the vibe a little bit, because I gotta get better with that. I'm saying, like, with certain chords, and then here comes the bridge. I'm saying, but it's not going to be the same as the first three, four, five chords maybe
Mhm.
that was in the original. Pop music is very traditional. It may just be three chords. I'm saying, or sometimes it may be some advanced stuff. Depends on the style. Music like Jill Scott,
Yeah.
Erykah Badu. Like, you're looking, you're listening to a whole bunch of jazz chords over there. Rachel Farrell is still a whole bunch of jazz chords. But if you're listening to something like, just regular pop song, you're just going to be pretty much just three chords and maybe a bridge. You know what I'm saying? And if a bridge, and then goes back to the three chords. So in this sense, that's like a form. It's not of classical music, but remember, music is also developed by form. You have an A section, which is something that's established, and you have a B section, which is something that's completely different from the A. So same thing with pop music. You have an A section and you have a B section. I'm saying, but within all of that, there's little idioms that kind of tells what everything else is. You have a bridge, you have a refrain, you have a pre-chorus, you have a chorus. Like, I mean, there's so many things, and I think artist that tries to really be unique, such as in the likes of Alicia Keys and other ones,
Mhm.
where they are musicians trying to
Yeah.
take that classical, background, that foreground, that's what it is, that background, and try to put it into a format of pop music and just kind of do anything and everything. That's also what makes Stevie Wonder great. I got a chance to see him a few years back in Charlotte. Actually, he actually
I
came to
was
a
at that
concert.
show, man.
Yeah, that wasn't planned. A cousin of mine, she didn't show up, and her ticket kind of went to waste. My cousin was like, "Hey, she didn't come," and I was sick as a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can say I had laryngitis. It wasn't going down. But when I went into the concert, I just took in, like, the music vibes, and it was just such a zone. Everybody from all walks of life, from ages, and I've always admired Stevie Wonder, but
Yeah.
to see it live. I think my favorite song by him, there's a few from the songs in the Key of Life, but Another Star,
Hmm.
that's my joint. And he didn't do They Won't Go When I Go, but that's also a favorite of mine. So I think it's on another album. That may be in the songs in the Key of Life, but yeah. And then he DJ'd at the end. Then he did like some Slick Rick children's story. Like,
Hmm.
seriously, like, that was crazy. So
Did the footwork dance.
yeah, I saw all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a great concert. It was a great show, and it's about music. And it needs to be about the music. And I think that we do have artists out there right now, but it's all encapsulated with that big machine or whatever all of that stuff is behind it. But there still is artists out there that's actually making music, you know what I'm saying? And want you to feel about the music.
Yeah, yeah. I think because they see the keyboard, everybody wants you to play, but
Oh,
everybody's waiting on that. Let me ask you this. So, if you had the opportunity to sit in the audience
mm,
of your top, give me top five musicians you would love to sit in the audience and hear them play, dead or alive. Top five.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah,
Dead
yeah,
or alive?
dead or alive. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Wow. Um, so Nina Simone.
Mhm.
Um, I would like. So there's a composer. She's actually she's a romantic period composer. Her name is Clara Schumann. I would love to see her perform. So Nina Simone, Clara Schumann, um, Alicia Keys. Let me see. Keith Jarrett.
Keith Jarrett,
Keith Jarrett. Art Tatum.
bro.
Now I got a story to tell you about this. At CPCC, while I was there, because I'm also an alum from CPCC, um, the the arts division director introduced me to a guy named Dan Knight.
Okay,
When I played for Dr. Yamamoto, he introduced me to Dan Knight. He said, I think this guy would be perfect for you to kind of serve as you as just as a mentor or something like that. So he introduced me to him at the time he was working at UNCC. Meet Professor Knight, and we began to start playing. He tells me about his journey and everything. Just talking. Big white guy, but he had so much like passion and everything like that. Though then he goes to tell me about his teachers. So he's the teacher of Dr. Billy Taylor.
oh wow,
Dr. Billy Taylor's teacher is Art Tatum. He told me that I was Art Tatum's great grandbaby music child or something like that. He said basically,
wow.
yeah,
Okay,
that
okay.
was crazy.
In that moment,
Hmm.
what did that say to you about your craft, about your gift?
Man, I've listened to Art Tatum, but I was more so impressed with what he did with classical music because there's an actual clip on YouTube where they showed him taking like a Chopin waltz or something like that. And he did like some stride piano stuff with it though.
Yeah, that's my
And
piano.
one because Horwitz, who was a renowned, famous pianist worldwide, they were best friends,
Hmm.
and or they were really great acquaintances. And Horwitz, I believe, said in an interview or maybe in a press or something like that, that said that if Art Tatum were to pursue a career in classical music and took it seriously, he would outplay him. I'm saying that lets me know the artistry of what he had inside of him. Him, Fats Waller,
Hmm.
Oscar Peterson,
Yeah,
all of them. You know what I'm saying, but when he said that, it took me a minute to kind of swallow, pause. So I'm saying like I had to kind of take that in. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, me. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, and again, I said that music is energy, right? Can be created or can it be destroyed? So yeah, the body leaves, but the anointing and the energy and all that's housed in that body that still has to live on.
yeah,
So Bach, Mozart, all of that stuff, like I mean, that's energy. So I'm saying it's just being recycled. I'm
yeah.
saying there's so many different minstrels that we haven't even heard of yet. And I'm saying different countries, like
Right.
so I think that this music it just transcends and to be able to just go relate to one generation to the next generation, next generation, next generation, and people are just trying to find a happy medium,
Yeah,
especially now.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I did, I'm gonna tell you about my moment like that.
Mm-hmm.
This was such an amazing moment for me. When
Mm-hmm.
I submitted my first book to the editor for publishing, the editor told me, "Yo, you sound like a young Langston Hughes
Mm.
and a Claude McKay." And I'm like, in that moment, like, did you just say my name in the same sentence with Langston Hughes? Right?
Yeah.
You reading my work,
Yeah.
so I can't even imagine, but I have some idea what that feels like to sit
Right.
back and
Right.
be like, yo, because it almost becomes like there's a continuous echo after that. Like you
Mm-hmm.
never not hear that. Like
Right.
struggling to find what you're looking for, you never not hear that. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, did you forget who you are?
All
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right. 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 Um, and I think that's they say imagery is the best form of flattery. You know what I'm saying? But I think sometimes when people can see the gift inside of you and they can see the gift on you, you do need to let them just honor you.
Yeah.
Some because there is such a thing as being overly humble. You don't want to be overly humble. You don't want to be too humble. What is that? I'm saying anybody that says that they're humble, they're not really humble. Just walk in it.
Just walking.
But you have to allow the greatness to come to you. So, the same thing with Jill Scott. I just think that she's just a goddess, point blank, period. But you know, people that do spoken word, I also do spoken word too as well. I don't look at us as just being poets. I think that we're scribes, so to speak. I'm saying because
Yeah.
the things that I be writing, I'm like, this is like some, I don't know, eighth century, like, 8 centuries from now kind of thing. So I'm kind of on Erica Badu flow, and a lot of people don't really get where she's coming from, but I get it. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I get it. Like because I understand that etheric way of understanding the universe and seeing yourself in it. I'm saying, being living in the world but not being of it. I'm saying like being kind of like the Fifth Element movie. I'm saying so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always been a fan of your work anyway. Like just from hip hop Oscars, when I first saw you play, and I watched you play before I heard you.
Hmm.
And the reason I do that is because I know music. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about that. If the music is off, I don't want to watch you. But if the music is on, then I want to watch and see how you
Hmm.
play. And
Hmm.
there was a magic in the way you played before I knew you were playing classical music, but
Hmm.
the manner by which you play. I mean, some people play with the keys and some people's fingers actually dance across. And you
Hmm.
kind of ballerina dance with your fingers, which is a very surprise because I didn't see you, I almost saw you almost like the church when I looked at you. I
Hmm.
was like, okay, he's got that, what I mean? You're going to have that Sunday morning, let's rock.
That's.
But you really, um, your presence as a musician,
Hmm.
as a keyboard player, as a piano player, your presence as that um, didn't give me what you do.
Hmm.
So it's kind
Hmm.
of like judging a book by the cover.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then you shut me up like, bro, this guy can really play. That's before I knew you were going to school for it and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But your presence in itself, I can't wait to see that spotlight on you and
Hmm.
a grand piano on some amazing platform
Hmm.
because I don't think that that's something that's not in your future, and I
Wow.
don't know how soon, but I see it. I've been around some amazing players. I've been around people who played bass for Michael Jackson. I've been around people who played
Hey.
for Shirley Pepsi Riley husband is a great
Hey.
bass player. He can play that bass. I mean, I've been around some people that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I've been around another guy who played for probably everybody that's in the gospel game. And I watched your showmanship when there's no show going on.
Mm.
You are one of the very few artists that I met that it does not matter what the crowd is doing. You're in a space to bring them to you. It reminds
Mm.
me of the Ray movie when Ray Charles was playing, and then the guy was like, okay, the crowd wouldn't be quiet. It kept yelling out, play this, play that. And the guy said, on my
Mm.
cue, turn the music, the lights down, and put a spotlight on Ray.
Yeah.
And if you're familiar with the movie, when I saw that, I automatically saw that with you.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, this guy's got something special.
Wow.
He's got something special. So I can't wait. Let me ask you another question really quick.
Sure.
Do you see yourself teaching?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm finishing up right here because I'm saying. I mean, I told Alicia this. I did leave it off as this, Alicia. You may not know this yet, but we are going to collab in the future. I'm saying we're going to bring everything together here. But it's important that I finish school because you have to give back in some type of way. And I think a lot of times when we do elevate and we get up, and we get up, we get up. A lot of people we say this. I'll come back and I'll do X, Y, and Z. But your word is not your bond. If you gave me your word and you went back on it, if I truly gave you my word, but I think in my actions are what I'm kind of getting at here. Like, listen, understanding that I came from something, and although I'm not where I want to be, but I'm far from where I used to be. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
And if I could take some people with me, or at least get some encouragement, because I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even before that, that opportunity that just happened, I'm saying like I still would have been doing what I was doing. Like, my life hasn't completely changed. So I'm saying, but I think it made it worth it. Like, okay, what the work that I put in, because I put in some work. I've sold into people. I mean, I've sold in my time. I've done gigs where I didn't have no money. You know what I'm saying? I've done gigs where there was a little bit of money. I had people that did right by me, people that did wrong by me. You know what I'm saying? Mentors, whether this had to do with music or not. All I did was just sow in my time,
Yeah.
and I sold in what I felt like would give me an investment, in due time. And I just didn't worry about when that would happen. I just said, you know what, just have to do right by people because it's the right thing to do. And, you know, Most High would take care of me. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it's the right time. That's how I looked at it. I'm not familiar who's Marcus Roberts. It sounds familiar. Are you familiar with him?
Nah, Mike, give us some more info. Who's that you referring to? And I see all y'all comments. Just
I can't see
we'll
nothing,
get
man. Oh, let me see this.
they show it on. I don't know if they show it, but they show it if you was on the live. So
Let's see.
when I send it to you, you'll be able to see it on the live.
Oh, I see it right there. AJ
Okay.
Houston.
You know what they want. They see that piano. They're like, play, play, play. He's not gonna play for 30 minutes. So y'all might as well sit back. Y'all gonna have to hit that cash app if y'all want to play for 30 minutes. He's in school.
You know,
Now, y'all
Mr. Witz.
And we can make it pop.
Okay, yeah, John. Honestly, 'cause I know that Mr. Witch is your brother, man. But to me, like you guys, to me, I may not be all the way familiar with all of this, but the brotherhood is kind of familiar to like with Nas and Jungle. You know, I feel like just kind of that brotherly like accountability, you know, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like one came up and then he took the other one with him. I'm saying like, you know, that kind of thing. They come from Queensbridge, we're from different two places, but he still was just like, you know, that's my brother. You know, I'm gonna make sure that he's good. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of feel like with you and Mr. Witz, I haven't met Mr. Witz, but with you, pretty sure he's probably just spitting image of you probably too as well.
Well, you know, I try to tell a lot of people that is my biological brother. That's the number one thing. And which means we grew in the same womb at one point in time, and we lived in the same house for a lot of years. So there's a lot of things that we naturally do, bouncing off of the other one. That had always been that. But, what I try to tell people, I think our connection is like that because we really know what having true love for your brother really means. Like I've seen brothers argue, and don't get me wrong, because me and Witz don't always see eye to eye. We're human, right? But you're never going to see us out of place, even in our disagreements. There's never a point. I'll be honest with you. There was times where, me as the older brother, I had to discipline, and the only way I know discipline was the way I was taught discipline. But Mr. Witz never went against my discipline, even if he felt like it wasn't right. And that, I think, had been the biggest level of respect you can show. I'm in charge. What I say goes. Even if it's not what he wanted, he never went against it. He said, you know what? You big bro, I'm going to do what I was told to do, and that's follow. Which made it easier for the younger siblings under him to follow suit. Because it's like, listen, if he doing it, we better get in line. And then when I left home, he was the disciplinary when my mom wasn't there. So we have a different makeup because we really grew up together close. Now we slept in the same. Initially, we slept in the same bed, but then we were in the same room. He was in the bed over there with one of my brothers. I was in the other bed in the same room with one of my other brothers. So we kind of grew up sharing hats, sharing shoes. Couldn't wait till somebody left so you could put their jacket on and go outside. So we
sharing meals.
Yeah. So a lot of people haven't had that kind of experience, and I get it. But you know, that's why we are the way we are.
And you gotta remember the time in which you came up in New York as well. You know, that was a different that was a different time. You know what I'm saying it was a very different time than what it is right now. And I think, and that was the thing about Brooklyn, because you know we had family out there too as well in Canarsie and a few other places and everything. But being in Southside Jamaica, Queens, that was one way of life compared to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying it was just a little different. Anytime you got off the bridge and you went to Brooklyn, it was just like, all right, you know, we in Brooklyn. It's a little different. Let's just go ahead and just kind of, you know, get ready because it you know the vibe of it, you know, and that was one of the things that you know, just getting back to the music, that no matter who you are, you know, the hoodest dude, the corniest dude, the geekiest dude, everybody up there knows music. Everybody up there knows culture. It's been embedded with that culture, goes all the way back to the Harlem Renaissance and all of those kind of things. Like it's just something that's encapsulated into New York. And I think that's one of the reasons why, like, we know real music, you know what I'm saying? But the music that was birthed inside of me, it came at a time where I was able to kind of be alone, and I was actually happened to be in Charlotte when that took place. I'm saying, so I have to give credit to Charlotte for that, because I was able to be in a place of creativity, be able to kind of explore and that kind of thing. And maybe New York would have been too crowded for me, because everybody up there is very talented. Everybody up there has talent out the ass. So I'm saying, period.
I think growing up in New York has a lot of advantages, and then having to work and grow up in an environment that does not have the timing for you to be patient.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as really being patient in New York City. You can only be patient in that moment, but
Right.
when you step outside, and that's what I tell a lot of people down here. They always say about living in New York, and I'm like, well, living in New York has its advantages. The number one advantage is because there's always something moving. You never staying still,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good and a bad thing. Being in the South, you get to actually breathe.
Right.
You know, you get to sit back for a minute. It's like, wow. But being in New York City,
You gotta move, bro. And I'm not ready for that right now. I gotta need because I've been in the South too long. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to. It's like Alice in Wonderland out here.
yeah,
So I'm just like, yeah. But no, you're right about that. And another thing, I think growing up was very difficult because I was always a creative soul, and my dad, God rest his soul. I think he wanted me to kind of fit more of the format of being a football player and being that kind of thing, but that wasn't my thing. I'm saying like I was into the arts, I was into music. I wanted to kind of experiment in that way,
yeah,
and I think a lot of men automatically put that toxic masculinity over their son, and it's about a balance. I'm saying like just because he does dance or does something alternative don't mean that he's about to switch out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the perception that we give because really in Queens, you either in Southside Jamaica, Queens, you either gang bang, you play ball, basketball. We don't know what football is. It was playing ball at the park. You play
hmm
ball, you gang bang, or you was about street life. It like there was no in between. It was more like looking at me like, bro, like what is that? Like he funny style. Like go over there. As I'm saying,
yeah,
so I mean, you always had to find a way to kind of create this kind of persona that was not kind of you. You know what I'm saying, just mad for no reason at all. And it's like, bro, it's a good day out here. But the city itself just has that kind of vibe and that energy, like that animal instinct. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, but it was good times though, Josh. I'm saying, I mean, I could tell you days. Like my pops used to send me to the store to get him like I think it was like a New York Daily Post, and something else. He gave me like $1 or something like that, basically. So I 50 cents for that paper, 50 cents for the next paper, and then obviously, I got my penny candy and everything. And I stayed with a bag of candy, or I stayed going to the Chinese restaurant with the chicken wings and the French fries and the hot sauce and the ketchup and everything, or going to Crown Chicken and just having $5 and just making it work. I'm saying you can do a lot with $5. I'm saying it's eating wise
Back then, yeah. I
back
mean,
then. Yeah,
50, you got chicken wings and French fries. You good to
yeah.
go.
I was good. You know what I'm saying? I went to the Avenue. You know what I'm saying was not too far from where I stayed. I actually grew up. So my grandmother's block was on 115th and Suffolk. So I was literally like right in that little strip right there. I went to PS 123, then went to 226, the middle school. I just used to take two buses. So my life was really Queens. I didn't necessarily get a chance to really explore all of New York, and I hate that I didn't. Besides Long Island and Brooklyn, I just never got a chance to go to the Bronx, Harlem. Like it wasn't like that. And we was kind of warned if you wasn't from certain places, you just didn't go over there. Like I wasn't going to Queensbridge if I didn't know nobody over there in Queensbridge. It made no sense to do that. So we wasn't doing that.
I worked in Long Island City,
Mm-hmm.
and we had moved the moving company moved from one place to another. We moved right a block away from Queensbridge Projects.
Mm.
And I was also a party promoter then. I've been promoting parties since I could remember. And I met a young lady who lived in the projects, Queensbridge Projects. And for whatever reason, we came to see her. And I used to be in Queensbridge Projects, and I didn't know nobody over there. And I
Really?
never had a beef. But my face was good in a lot of places. And I was never afraid to go into a project. Like I'm just going,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking about it now, I mean, I might have been like, "Damn, bro, that's a little, you sure you want to go over there?" But I've never had that thing, and only thing I didn't do was go to all the parties and projects. I didn't do that because
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of asking for. But
He's asking for
no,
the basement parties, right?
I went to the basement parties all over. I just didn't go to the parties in the projects
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time unless I knew who was there and who I was with. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But yeah, man, I was never. I mean, I'm not gonna say Queensbridge Project is not doing a thing, but I just never. I've never
Mm.
had the interruptions with what my flow was in Queensbridge Projects. I'll say it like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think what it was because you got friends that may have friends and may have friends. You may get mixing with the wrong crowd, but it was kind of labeled. If you was either the jock, you was the lame, you was the cool one, da 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 da. But when it came down to parties and being invited to parties, about everybody having a good time, and the park that was down my block was actually Baisley Park, actually, though. And then
Mhm.
behind over there was Baisley Project. So I was like, I don't know, I knew nobody over there. So it made no sense to me to go over there if I ain't no old dude. Most of my friends kind of stayed in the houses. We kind of all, little sub duplexes, that was kind of together a little bit. So I feel like Southside Jamaica, Queens, where I was like a happy medium. I'm saying, because it did jump off. I mean, it's New York, but it also just had that kind of environment. I'm saying, where it was still kind of, just middle class and everything.
Yeah.
So
We used to go to Queens because Queens had the shorties.
well, yeah.
We would go to Queens because Queens had all the honeys. We stayed in Queens, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, listen, I survived whether it was the G train, or was further up going to Astoria with the E train and all. I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wherever the honeys was at, that's where we was going. And remember, look, I'm this tall now. I used to be that tall, but I used to go where all the honeys was at. That's why we went to Queens.
Right.
Not wrong, because I hoop. I play ball everywhere.
Hey.
As a matter of fact, we was in a tournament at Sumter Boulevard, and I'll never forget this. We was playing for a guy who said he was the district attorney of Queens.
Okay.
Assistant district attorney. And we was playing for him, and we went out there and we beat the dudes so bad that they called up everybody that was going to try to jump us in the park. Mind you, we had the younger kids with us, and we was the unlimited squad. And we only had one Jeep because we took the train to get everybody out. And that's when we found out that the guy wasn't even an assistant district attorney. He was what do you call them, quarter point attorneys? He was one of them guys. So he didn't even have no juice. It's like, man, so we left the team. But yeah, we I kicked their ass out there. I ain't gonna lie to you. We kicked their ass. That's what we went out there to do. But I love Queens, man. I love Queens. I'm trying to see who. Oh, so that's who Mike's at Market. Do you know? Are you familiar with him?
Yes. We went to Marcellus, of course, but yeah, Marcus Robinson. I'm gonna do my research. Yeah, gotcha. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm probably doing my research now on him.
Yeah. Well, they begging for you to play something, bro.
Yes, sir. So
I see you. I know you always ready, one in the chamber. So,
yeah. So, what you want me to just play something?
Yeah, just whatever you feel.
Yeah, I know. Where's Alicia Keys? Is what she said. Just play what you want, whatever you feel. I'm good. You got me on the spot, y'all. Hold up, man. I got one for you.
I'm saying. You already know. I know, man. There is a magic in the way that you play. So everybody have their own catches, their own things that they do when playing music. There's a magic in that. So, I brought, You know, I've been a fan since day one.
Yeah.
I can say I can't wait to see what's coming next for you, man. 'Cause it's
Yeah, man. I'm trying to, the way I look at it is I think we all just paint our canvases, and I think that now I'm getting a chance to be able to paint my canvas. And so I think when I do play, when I'm kind of zoned in, I'm just playing. But I think when I'm talking like when I'm talking with you right now, playing through that journey, you know what I'm saying, that's
yeah.
part of what has been that too as well. Like I think it was oh yeah, the like like little
So
kind
that
of knickknacks
okay,
like that. You know what I'm saying? Or the like just taking everything and just kind of just meshing it a little bit. A
yeah,
little Jay-Z. You got the
yeah,
and you got a little Jay-Z, the filling it joint. So I'm just kind of throwing all kind
yeah,
of stuff out there, man.
yeah, yeah. Do you have any music out now? I don't think you do because I think I would know about it.
No, but you know what though? I actually just composed this piece right here, actually called Obscure.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
And so just kind of was kind of just playing through it, a little bit. But what I'm hoping is that maybe not right now because I'm still kind of working on some tweaks and everything like that. Though I'm going to tweak it out, and
Mhm.
I'm going to probably have this probably recorded maybe within in the coming months probably, but maybe before the new year. Like I would like to kind of get that going and probably just put some content out there because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
But I'm doing a recital next semester, which is all my original music, but it's going to be on a recital. So like streaming platforms and like it's going to be recorded and that kind of thing. But until then, I'm just going to have to try to put out some stuff.
got you,
Right
got you.
now on my so on my YouTube, there is some
Send me
music
your
on there
YouTube
too
so I
though.
can put that in here.
Yeah, let me let me go ahead and probably just give it to you on the chat, right? Can I
Yeah,
do
if you
that?
do it in the chat, that'd be great. That'd be
Okay,
perfect.
yeah. Let me.
Then I can post it up. Um, man, bro, like I told you, and now everybody else can see why. Like, there's a natural way that you play that makes it that much better. It gives it that greatness behind it, man.
Yes,
And
sir.
um, I can't. I told you, I can't wait. So when's your graduation? Do you know when you
It's
graduate?
yeah. So I'll be finished next semester.
Next
Yeah,
semester.
yeah.
So here's what I want to here's what I want to say. I would love to set it up to do for you after you graduate
Mm-hmm.
to do a live performance here. I don't know when Petra's opens back up. When it opens back up,
Mm.
I'm going to for
I
your.
thought it was. Is
Well,
that
I don't know.
open?
I don't know if it's open all the way because I hadn't talked to Perry yet. But
Okay.
I want to do celebrate you in that manner. I'm gonna
Mm.
get Petra's for a night for you to come play because I know they got a piano. I know their piano works.
Oh
But
man.
if I can set that up, would you be interested in doing that?
Absolutely, I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to me and Perry, that's my man. So
Perfect.
yeah, it didn't pop up in the chat. I don't know why I didn't see it yet. Oh, we lost him. I don't know what happened. He'll pop back in. He'll pop back in, y'all. Listen, I told y'all that IG, I don't know what's going on here.
So
Okay.
I'm on, but I had to log in and I don't know what that is. But okay, but so just go on YouTube and just look up Terrence Shepard, and the first one is up there, actually.
Okay.
Cause yeah, my bad.
Oh, now you good, bro.
I think it was.
The PHERD.
Yeah, yeah, like Shepherd Boy.
We need to make this page. This page need to be ridiculous, y'all. You need to go ahead and follow his page right away.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, man. I could not wait for to have you on my show. IG, I'm so sorry that the internet keep going in and out.
Yeah.
So just jump on YouTube if you can. We got about 5 more minutes. So Tim, what I normally do in my last minutes is allow my guests to say whatever they want to say or do what they want to do for the last. We got like 3 minutes and change. You got anything you want to say, or if you wanted to play your way out, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. This is
let me
let you do your thing.
Let me get a little vibe going on here.
Okay.
Let me see, man. You just kind of just play my way through stuff. Okay, so yeah.
Right on time, bro. We got 20 seconds left. Y'all
Yes,
give up,
sir.
man, Terrence Shepard.
Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all so much for coming through. Terrence, don't hang up. I'm gonna talk to you in a minute. Thank y'all
Sure.
so much, man. It was an honor having you here, brother. I can't wait to bring you back.
Thanks so much, Sean. I appreciate you, man.
And like I said, we're gonna get together because after you graduate, I'm gonna put together a show for you so
Yes,
you
sir.
can showcase what you work with, brother. I love you, man.